Okay, we're going up the ladder here. The ladder's insulated. Some of our insulation is boogered up right there where people have been putting their toes. It's okay. Maybe they're coming up here doing some maintenance or something. The ladder is properly fastened. Okay, except for right here. Can you see that little? Can you see the screw holes in the wood? Okay, the manufacturer wanted some more screws. See, these screws right here only go through the wood. You know, that's the way the ladders came. And then when the ladder was being framed in, then they wanted some additional screws that go between the hardware, through the frame, and into the wood. And that's what they wanted. They thought it'd be a pretty good idea. Okay. We're going to have, attic is going to be in kind of two parts. Because I'm going to have an indoor air handler video, water heater video. Can I get to both of the indoor air handlers? Okay, it's going to be in parts. How about that? It's going to be in parts. Okay. So it's conventionally framed for 1964 and 1965. Oh, actually it's been kind of updated since then. Check that out. But what I was going to say, and being saying, is that these purlins are undersized, and you expect that in architecture of this age. And you see these, okay, lath that's going across here. It used to be a wood shingle roof, and somebody had torn the shingles off, and it looks like I'm not seeing a lot of trash up here. They were either very careful about it, which is rare. It's more likely that somebody had taken the insulation out and added it. And considering the thermal imaging I was getting, I would be more inclined to believe that is the case. So we got loose fill rock wool insulation, and it's about 8 or 9 inches. I'm not seeing. Okay, I'm seeing where they built up over there. So that room, that den where the office is, that was an addition at one time. Okay, this is not consistent. And by the way, the differences in the measurements I was getting for the floor height elevation differentials, that space fell within the extremes. So that did not skew the measurements that I had come up with. This is a skylight tunnel. This is your fireplace chimney. Okay, right here where the wood comes next to the rafter comes next to the chimney, you're supposed to have like a 2-inch gap. And none of them do. None of them do. Texas Real Estate Commission says, I need to call that out to you. I know some poor schmuck who didn't fare too well with the Texas Real Estate Commission. I've always done okay with them. They've been fair to me. But I learn from other people's mistakes. So for the Texas Real Estate Commission, I'm going to tell you that this wood is too close to the chimney. Now I'm also going to explain to you that every single masonry chimney that's framed in Dallas has the wood right next to it, just like that. I called it to an engineer. I was up in an attic with an engineer a few years ago, quite a few years ago. And I was so proud to show him what I knew. I said, "Hey man, I got another water heater over here." Okay. I said, "Hey man, we got to take this. We got it's too close. The rafters are too close to the chimney." He says, "I know they all are. I never say nothing about it." So I didn't say anything about it for years until my friend had had an episode, a costly episode for him. Okay, I'm not seeing any depth markers, but what I am seeing, a couple things. While we're looking up, see that right there? That's palm bracing. Palm bracing, palm bracing. You never see it in a 1965 house. That's new. That's new construction that production builders use so they can just like throw that up there. And a lot of home inspectors get upset about it, but code is silent about it. So then they try to, well, no, we're following the load path. You're following the load path, it's fine. And then they say, well, what about uplift? Well, that's what these collar beams are for, and all of our rafters are tied down here. That's uplift. I'm just telling you that, I choose to educate my client. I choose to educate my client and say, hey, we got some palm bracing up here. And that way, there might be some discussion later. And you can have that, but I'm telling you it's okay. That's my professional opinion. All right. So what else we got in the attic? Sure, we got some other things. All around here, we got continuous soffit. You can look in there and see the soffit. You know what we're not seeing? Soffit baffles. I'm seeing some soffit baffles in some other places, but we do not have soffit baffles. We don't have enough soffit baffles. Okay, the soffit baffles are these corrugated guys that fit down between the rafters. I can look right through there and tell there's not a soffit baffle. I can look right through there. Okay, so without the soffit baffle, then the air rakes over your insulation, and all the minerals in the air gets your insulation dirty, and it compromises it. And we still got stuff, don't we? We sure do. What is that? That's a power vent. I don't like power vents on the best day. They're beyond the scope of this inspection. Alright, on the best day I don't like them. What they do, and that one's got a connector, it's missing a connector. What they do is they create negative pressure in your attic, and they suck your air conditioning out through the insulation. That's what they do. What'd they do that for? Oh, they thought they were cooling the attic. That's what they thought. You've got a radiant panel barrier. They thought they were cooling the attic. There's another thing. Whether that fan's working or not, it's a vent. You got soffits. That's your air intake vent. That's an exhaust vent. But wait a minute, don't we have exhaust vents already? We sure do. That's what I wanted to talk to you about. I want to talk to you about these exhaust vents. We got ridge vents over here. So the air will go with the path of least resistance. It'll come in this vent, run right up here into this ridge vent. And all this area down here with all those soffit vents and everything, it's just as still as can be. And it's going to build up a thermal load. Your attic's not going to ventilate properly when you got mixed ventilation systems. It's just not. Alright, well, let's keep going. You want to keep going? Let's see, we talked about the fireplace. Oh, I guess we needed an antenna in here. Well, that's good to know. We got an antenna here. Look at that beautiful antenna. How did we get that in here? We're missing our collar beam. Every other rafter. We got two right here. Okay, we just doubled it up. Is that it? Needed it. Took it down from over here and moved it over here. Is that what we did? Every other rafter is supposed to have a collar beam or a collar tie. Some people call them collar ties. See that? Every other rafter, every other rafter, every other rafter. Come over here where we got the fireplace, okay? You got a double rafter right there too. They knew that they couldn't put a collar beam in there, so to tie in here, they put a double rafter. You got a little cone right there, so it really wouldn't fit. Okay, that's a little design. They took they made some design issues. Then we come back over here, it's normal again, right? Except that, whoa, we don't have a collar beam. Missing a collar beam right there. Check that out. Oh, keep going, bud. Okay, you see that split? You got a split rafter, split ridge beam right there. Split right there. Can you see it? Can you see it? Man, just give up, bud. Not yet. We're gonna move to some electrical because it's in the attic. We've got open electric junction boxes in the attic. Check that out. Open electric junction boxes. What else we got? We got stuff. Floating electric junction boxes. And the cover's missing. How about that? We got electric junctions just flying wild right there. How about that? Check those guys out. So we got exposed electric junctions, we got floating junction boxes, we got missing cover plates, we got open junction boxes. We got all kinds of electrical stuff going on up here. That's what we got. We're electrical up here. Alright.